Good afternoon and welcome to the afternoon edition. My name is Isa Noor. If you take a very good look at all that has been happening with respect to the campaign of political parties, you'll definitely know that the 2023 general election will be a very interesting one with the fact that is emanating from other political groups. And then you know definitely that there are 4 major political parties. But then the rest, out of the 18 political parties which are sustained, they still say that they are also part of the major political. But for now, we all understand that the activities of political parties seem to be within these 4 major ones. That is the All Progressive Congress, the PDP, and then the Labour Party, and then the NNPP. So today we are going to be looking at basically what are the issues within the PDP, within the APC, within the Labour Party, and every other political. But then we are going to streamline it on the Labour Party. So because we need to really understand and have a better information on how they operate their activities. 2023 election is close by. Campaign have started. Politicians know what they know how to do best. And definitely for we, the voters, we definitely have to choose among these political parties. So we'll be joined by Tony Ajeze. Tony Ajeze is the coordinator of FCT Peter Obi's Support Network. And he's going to give us an highlight of all that is happening within his political party, that's the Labour Party. So we'll go on a very short break, and then when we return, we continue with the conversation.
Sir, can you please give us the permission to search you? You can go.
Is this a movie? If it happened...
Officer, I beg carry and go station. When our Oga come, you come meet am for there.
Hey, Mr. Man, I cannot do that.
Tell your Oga to come to our station when he returns.
Am I in a movie? If it happen,
Mama, please.
Mama, please.
Thank God you're here. Do the needful.
Mama, please, just 3 weeks now.
Madam, why did you invite us to come help chase your tenant now?
This is a civil matter now.
Is this a movie? If it happen,
If we follow
The new police law.
Welcome back, and just before that break, I did explain the basis of our discussion today, looking at the activities of the political parties towards the 2023 general election. So, Mr. Tony Ajeze, good afternoon, and welcome to the afternoon edition.
Good afternoon.
It's nice having you because I've seen your political parties of recent carried out some activities, and before now we've heard of the 1,000 march, 1 million man march in Lagos. We've heard of so many marches, and then looking at what is happening today with respect to the political parties, Labour Party seem to be heading the right direction. What can you say with respect to the preparation towards the 2023 general election?
Well, thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure. You can see I'm full of smiles. You call it 1 million man march in Lagos.
Yeah.
That is, if you can multiply it by 4, because we had 4 in 4 different locations in Lagos on the same day. The good thing about this present electoral process that we're having, I want to first congratulate Nigerians and say thank you to Mr. President for signing that bill, the new electoral bill, because it is going to be difficult for the criminals, for those who manipulate votes to their own favor. It's going to be difficult for them. That is why I'm smiling. We are going to birth a new Nigeria by 2023. We are going to birth a new Nigeria. Labour Party is a party registered in 2002. Well, I'm not a spokesman for Labour Party, but I just want to touch on a little about Labour Party. Registered in 2002. The party won elections in Ondo State with His Excellency Olusegun Mimiko being president twice, being governor twice in Ondo State. And now, within 4 months or thereabouts, from nowhere, Labour Party is what it is today. In fact, it is the major party now.
You think it is the major party?
It is.
You have the PDP, who were there before now, 16 years in governance, and then you have that of the APC, who are there now, 7+. And definitely 2023 election is close by, and then you say your party is a major party.
I will tell you why it is the major party. Ask yourself, you're a journalist. All the parties, the ones that call themselves big, APC, PDP, they are supposed to be opposition to each other. Shepard said Labour Party is a small party. Why are they always attacking anything that Labour Party does? Anything that Peter Obi does, they attack. APC is attacking Labour Party. PDP is attacking Labour Party, attacking our presidential candidate. That means something is there. You cannot throw a stone at a tree that has no fruits. Labour Party has fruits, and that fruit is Peter Obi, and the movement is even beyond Peter Obi.
Well, that will be for your own judgment. But then 2023 election is around the corner and campaign have started. What are your expectations from political parties generally now, not just your political party? Okay, well, it's a good question. Political parties are the basis for candidates to come and vie for positions and be elected. I expect, just like our candidates, Peter Obi and Obidati, and Ahmed Dati, if you watch the way they go about it, they are basically talking about issues, issue-based. I've not seen, except you start to be corrected, I've not seen where Obi left what he's talking about, his issue, and start attacking another presidential candidate, or attacking, unless when they give it to him, he'll give them back. In their own coin, when somebody said that people will labor in vain, and he told them that there's dignity in labor. That's the only responsibility. But he talks about issues. And I expect every political party to come and tell us, or their candidates come and tell us what we have. You said this party is not good, this one is not good, this candidate is not. Come and tell us why your own is better. And that is what Labour has been able to do. We have told the Nigerians that this is the right channel, this is the right party that everybody should vote for. Peter Obi has marshaled out every plan to see that by 2023, what we are having now is going to be a different thing. It's not going to be business as usual. Let everybody come to the table and say, this is what we are going to do. This is not what you are going to do. This is what you are going to do. And this is not what you are going to do. Somebody was saying, one of the experience says they are, what they call unifiers. You have to start unifying from your party. PDP is in disarray. I know there's no party that doesn't have problems. But when it becomes a major problem, then I don't know how you're going to unify Nigerians. Right now, Nigeria is in total disunity. Almost total. Let me just put almost total. I remember in the 80s, 70s, when I was growing up in the north, and I still live in the north, I was born in the north. I remember my brother, Hausa man, or Nupe man, or wherever they come from, in my class, we didn't know who was who. You see, the father will come picking. If my father has not come to pick me, I will join my Gwarif brother, who is probably a Muslim, or they will take me home, or the same thing. Now, it's not like that. These are things that we need to bring back. And we need somebody that has studied this thing that is happening. Let's give that person that chance to bring this thing. But these are issues that we should be talking about. But then you said you need somebody that have understudied the whole process of this disunity that you've mentioned.
Yes.
Nigerians have 18 political parties.
Yeah.
Is it only your presidential candidate that have studied these challenges we are having?
From all indications, if it is what you say, your actions, your antecedents, that will tell us where you are coming from and where you are going to. Tell me what PDP has said, what APC. Have you heard APC saying anything? They called for peace, signing of peace agreement. The presidential cabinet was not there, it was in London. ICANN invited recently. NBA invited. So if you are not talking to people that you want to lead and telling them, this is what I want to do for you, how do you expect them to come to your rescue, to come and support you or vote for you? I mean, I get surprised when I see people hailing such parties. It's not. Let's remove sentiment about whether this person is from here, whether this person is at this age or no. If it's about sickness, sickness comes with age. At a particular age, there are sicknesses that people come with. But that is not the problem. But we need, most importantly, somebody that is physically, morally, and intellectually sound to lead this country. These three things.
But then people will definitely say these are relative issues, and that even the young also have issues that may not be unveiling to the face of others. But then let us quickly look at this. Before now, there was an election in Anambra State, and there was also an election in Ondo State, and also Ekiti State, and then the FCT Council election. What can you say with respect to how elections have been conducted so far?
Recently, I want to commend INEC. That of Ondo State, especially, is Oshu State. I want to commend them because they put in their efforts. I'm sure the current chairman of INEC wants to leave a legacy that in his time, under his chairmanship, he was able to deliver to Nigerians what Nigerians actually want, to make a change. Gone are the days where people, INEC people or whosoever manipulate elections arbitrarily, using forces and all of that. So I commend INEC. And then the elections have been so far so good. And I just pray that it will be replicated in the national elections, be it senatorial, National Assembly or president. Let Nigerians decide. That is very important. Let Nigerians decide, not just a few people in one room deciding for hundreds of millions of Nigerians, about 200 million Nigerians, and then you say you have a president. Not a president for what? That's not the kind of president we want. I'm not speaking because I am endeared to the Labour Party. I'm speaking because I'm endeared to the movement. The movement is a spirit that even Peter Obi does not understand. He cannot control. I hope you understand. Because it's beyond him. Nigerians, the people that are in this movement are the youths, frustrated. A lot of them are frustrated. Even businessmen. You want to do business, you cannot even project that between now and the next 6 months or 1 year, I'm going to be at this position. Or I want to import something, machines. For instance, I wanted to import machines. They said I have to go through the CBN. I went to my bank. They said I have to fill a form. Then I have to wait for 3 months. That even CBN, they ration the dollar they even pay. They're supposed to pay straight to the company that I'm buying these machines for. But where is the dollar? No dollar. So the only alternative for me is to go and source at the black market. How is it helping our business?
But then, you know, definitely politicians also do come up with issues of promises. This is not the first time we are conducting election. In short, we are in the Fourth Republic in our democracy today. And you know, issues with politicians that they make promises. And at the end of the day, they assume position and seems to turn their back against the people who elected them into office. Don't you think we're also going to have problems with issues like this, most especially with your party?
Not with Peter Obi. Do you know why I say that? Check his antecedents. Like he will always say, go and verify. There are people in Nigeria that have lived in Anambra while he was governor. Igbos, Hausas, Yorubas, go and verify. That's all I have to say now.
But then many people have verified, and we've also seen discrepancies sometimes in this type. But then that's not why we are here today.
Let me even answer that discrepancy.
Now, let us move forward. Now, looking at the election, campaign have started. Your party just released a list of members of the campaign group to be over 1,000.
1,234.
So if you have that kind of list,
yes,
and at the end of the day, the same issues you raised with other political parties, you are also found with same issues. Number one was the inclusion of the name of the former spokesperson of the Nigerian Army, which I believe this afternoon was told that it has been removed. So what can you say with regards to that?
Let me tell you something, my brother. Issa, every party, like I said before, every party has their own peculiar problems. But it is the ability to manage such problems and come out of that problem is what we are looking at. We have an able leadership under the chairmanship of Abure. Now, the list has come out. People here and people clamor that the general said this was that is to tell you that Labour Party is a listening party. Immediately today, he has been removed from that list. Tell me what other party had done that kind of thing. Even the present government, when they said this person, Loretta, the minister for INEC job, it took a lot of pressure before the government removed her. But just within days, Labour Party said, "Oh, this is the yearning of the people. General, please, you have to back out. We don't want you. We don't want." That is the kind of government we want. If the people say, because the people, you as the president or governor or whoever, you are just there to, as a figurehead, to represent us. It is what we say that you should do, not what you say or what you want. So that is the difference. Labour Party has the listening ear, and that is what you are seeing today.
So if it's the Labour Party has the listening ear, there have also been cries because if you look at the state coordinators across the 36 states, there are states, most especially in part of the north, where you have non-indigenous being coordinators. And people have also been clamoring that why should you go to a place like Sokoto and then you have a non-indigenous, someone that doesn't speak the same language with the resident in that particular area? How can he be able to assist your party with this respect?
This matter of whether non-indigenous or indigenous, some of us are even indigenous where we are brought. Like I told you, I was born in Katsina. My father worked in Kano. We came to Katsina, married my mother, and then gave birth to me. In so Katsina, Kankara.
You are a northerner?
I'm a northerner. Okay. But tribally, I'm Igbo.
Yes.
We lived in Kaduna. We left Kaduna in 1979 and back to Mina. Up to tomorrow, my parents are still there. Is there any nook and cranny of Mina that I don't know, or Niger, that I've not been to? So are we going to be basing these things on, oh, because you're not the... And I want to say something. People will just want to blame the presidential aspirant that, oh, that this is his kind of... No. You will be surprised that he doesn't even know a lot of these people. It's just maybe a few of the members of the PCC. Because he doesn't know everybody. He doesn't know me. I might have seen him one-on-one, but he doesn't know me. If you ask Peter, he doesn't even know my name. So let us not let us face the target and forget about all these distractions. The distraction is too much. It's not. It doesn't pay. The Sokoto person or whoever that they use as an example that is there, let them check his background. If he's Hausa, Naji Hausa, Na Hausa Sosai. So, and if I have my school in my school in the ABU, then we had this friend called Aminu. He was born and bred in Aba. In fact, he speaks better Igbo than I do. So tomorrow you now tell me if Aminu is representing Aba or something, then you say he's not an indigenous. These are things that we are talking about. That's part of the restructuring. So now, wherever you are,
so now how can your party manage this campaign season and where we're having a situation whereby people still believe that your party is cornered to a particular region? It's not a national party. The party doesn't have structures across the 36 states of Nigeria and the rest of it. And these institutions called structure also play a great role in election.
My brother, what is structure? Is it the building?
There are political structures.
Political structures.
Yes.
Okay, let me define the kind of structure they are talking about. The structure that Labour Party has is the humans, the youths, those who are in their need of change from this style of leadership to a better kind of leadership. Those are the people that will have a structure. The structure they are talking about is not that they have a national office, they have state offices, they have ward offices and local government. No, their own structure is money corruption because they are dependent on using money to buy votes. But by the grace of God, it won't happen again. People who collect their money and will not vote for them. Nigerians collect their money and don't vote for them. We will not continue on this way. You give some. Look at what happened at their presidential primaries. Billions. That period. Did you notice that period of the two APC and PDP, the period they did their primaries, dollar went up because it was scarce even in the black market. They bought everything so that they will use it to buy their. If I pay you to vote for me or to work for me, I pay you say $10,000 or 10 million. Tomorrow, if I do anything I like, do you have the mouth to come and tell me, Mr. President or whoever, that you are not doing right? I'll tell you, my friend, have you not been settled? Is that what you want to hear? So it's better you don't take it. Or if you take it, if you must take it, work for the right party and work for the right candidate.
Why do you think your party will not have such challenges of also having issues that has to do with money? Because you can't run an electoral system. You can't run a political campaign, and then you don't need finances. You don't need people to oversee what you are doing at the units, at the ward, and even at the local government level. This is what they meant by the word structure.
We are going by the approval of what INEC stipulates that a candidate should have spent. And those are basic things like adverts, materials, t-shirts, and all of that. And in this case, Obi, you'll be surprised Obi will not even be spending his 1 naira. Obi, that they will not be, they might not be, because people individually, including myself, during the rally, I made banner from my own pocket. Nobody gave me. Somebody brought a truck of pure water. Somebody paid for DJ. In fact, one of my ward coordinators branded his own Sienna car.
But then other political parties also claim such.
No.
Even them, they don't have people.
My brother, we have been in this country since 1999, and we saw how they have been doing it. Let me tell you, this period in APC and PDP and those other parties, this is a bazaar period, where you can just wake up in the morning and form one name and just go and tell them that you are supporting, you have this 2,000 group, that you need this, they give you money. People work out. That is what is happening. You go to PDP, that is what they do. APC, that's what they do. Why do you think that they are not campaigning, they are not vigorously campaigning? Because they know that, man, let them be doing their own, we'll use money to settle this thing. There's no problem. Let them continue to do. They are so confident about using their money, but it's going to this time around we are going to clear their doubts.
Well, I just hope so. But then still, we still have Mr. Tony Ejezie in the studio here discussing issues that has to do with the 2023 general election and how prepared their political party is as a Labour Party. But then we'll have to go for this short break, and when we return, we continue with other part of the conversation.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we will realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite. This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of ASO Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, ASO Television Star Times Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, and UHF Channel 38.
Yeah, welcome from that short break, and still with us here is Mr. Tony Ejezie. Mr. Tony Ejezie is the coordinator of the FCT Peter Obi Support Network, and we are here discussing the 2023 general election. How will the party or his political party play out during the course of the election? So now, you've stated so much about your political party preparation and what they need to do is something that we also have to understand better. How can they carry out their political campaign in such a way that everybody will be carried along without issue of violence, chaos, and the rest of it?
But that is already going on. The party, the obedient, they are already carrying on without harming anyone. Let me give you a small example or an incident during the Abuja rally, which I was part of. There were people that were dedicated to picking the sachet pure water, bottled water, littering, so that at the end of that rally, you would not see any refuse. That is the dedication. That's the dedication. And we have seen cases, especially in Lagos, they attack us, they attack obedient people who don't retaliate.
But people also do say that your political party also retaliates online.
How? Oh, online?
Yes.
Online.
Because there's also that notion that your party seems to be more online based than physical based.
Okay, they have left from online now to physical. Now they're coming back to online. Where do they want us to stay now? We should stay online. We stayed online. They said no, we're not. We are just 4 people in one room tweeting. Now we have come to the physical. They say we are disturbing them. We now come. Where do you want us to stay? Where do you want us to stay? There is no check. I mean, whether NBC check the trend on social media. They are the ones insulting. That's why I said from the beginning. I said the ones that say they are mega parties, they are supposed to be, opposing each other. But why are they doing LP? Everybody's fighting LP. APC is fighting LP. PDP is fighting LP. Why? God deal with us.
Do you believe that your candidate is going to win the 2023 general election?
By the grace of God.
Because there's a major issue with your political party. That they've not gotten inroads into some other parts of the country, most especially in the northeast, the northwestern states and the rest.
People will be surprised. Whether in road or in flight or in air, people will be surprised. It is a momentum that started just like a joke. Anambra, he went to Lagos, he made speeches, people started knowing, who is this man? We never known this man. All of a sudden, he got endeared to the hearts of the youths. The youths started following him. The South is coming up. It has entered Southwest. It has entered some North Central. It is penetrating East and West. And I tell you, by let's say, between now and December, you hear a new story. Maybe next time you say, I told you. You hear it's going, it's penetrating. It's like...
But then if you say that it is penetrating, there is still a major issue that your political party, even within the southern parts of the country, have a major roadblock, most especially the southwestern states, because the APC also have their candidate from that list.
The only problem we have with the Southwest, as far as I am concerned, is the thuggery that takes place, especially in Lagos. Every other southwestern state, we don't have a problem here. Nobody harasses us. Even if they do, it's not like in Lagos State. It even happened even to PDP in 2019. They want the opposing, the APC. You said you are the one in charge. And you went here, you are stealing ballot papers, ballot boxes. You are depriving people from voting, scaring them away. The same Lagos. But by the grace of God, again, it will change.
Okay, let us quickly take a listen to what your spokesperson, Mr. Donyo Pukwe, said during the World Press briefing. Let's take a listen.
Vibrancy, creativity, and shining example in discipline, character, and decency of the obedient movement, which has today rapidly evolved into the biggest voluntary political movement in the history of Nigeria ever. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in just about 4 months only, this organic and massive structured movement, consisting of Nigerians from all walks of life, from varying backgrounds and circumstances of life, from the young and not so young, from professionals, vocations, and occupations of all variations, and from every region, nook and corner of the country, have set a record in political mobilization, in organization, loyalty, not experienced in recent history of Nigeria. Unknown to many, a significant number of the youth and drivers of this movement are active members and supporters of other political parties, such as APC, PDP, and others, who could not ignore the overbearing superiority in leadership quality, personal disposition, national appeal, private and public service record, and the clear-cut expression of vision and governance solutions which Peter Obi and the Solidarity Baba Ahmed have come to represent for all true lovers of progress and national rebirth. So it is significant to observe and also to underline that the obedient movement has today risen above religion, risen above ethnicity, risen above political affiliation, and all such narrow sentiments to become a truly national movement of Nigerians, prepared for full participation in this universal mission of national reconstruction. I am personally a firm believer in the obedience movement.
So if you listen carefully to what Mr. Donyo Okupe said in that speech, and you look at what you also earlier stated, that we are having challenges in uniting the country. And he raised the issue of the sentiment, which is religion, region, tribes, and the rest of it. Now, how can your party foster that unity? Because that same emblem is still there, where people believe that the Labour Party is a southeastern party, the issue of Igbo marginalizing other part of the country, the issue of him being more of a Catholic president if he eventually wins. So what can you say with respect to this? And then also mind you the fact that there was also the issue of Biafra, which people still are having challenges with.
I beg to disagree with this opinion that the Labour Party is a southeastern party. Even before the coming of Obi, like I said before, I'm not the spokesperson for LP, but the little I know, before the coming of Obi, there has already been a structure, a bureaucracy, chairmanship, and all. They have their appointments there, and they're not. The top men are not even Southeasterners. Abure, Ibu chairman, is not from the Southeast. The national secretary is not from the Southeast. So, how come is it because of, why is it that when it comes to, I'm not being personal now, why is it because once somebody comes from a particular section, they say, oh, that is when, they say, oh, he's a Catholic, he's a this thing, he's that, he's that. But somebody comes from another place, they say, no, he's a Protestant, there's no problem, it's okay. Why? When are we going to outgrow this? When? Now, talking about the issue of Biafra, I know what people are talking about this based on the agitations going on and all of that, and even recently Nnamdi Kanu being discharged of this thing. Biafra and these agitations, remember, it's not just in the southeast. South, they've had it. May his soul rest in peace. Late President Musa Yar'Adua, he resolved that one. That was the president that has the ears to listen. In Yoruba, OPC started. Then came this other guy that they traced to Sierra Leone or where? The Benin Republic. That one too was agitation. Even in the north, there are agitations here and there. Southeast too is not left out of this agitation. There's IPOP, then the one before IPOP. All these ones are agitations. Why are they agitating? It's not truly that they want to leave Nigeria or Igbos want to leave Nigeria. I will not support that. No, but no Igbo man wants to leave Nigeria.
So how can your party now
let me clear you on this, because it's a very sensitive issue that we need to clear so that people can understand that it is not. Why is it only when it's Igbo? They say, oh, it's only Igbo that wants to pull out of Nigeria. A lot of people had wanted to pull out of Nigeria, but why? It's because of the Biafra War. Biafra War is gone and past. These are decisions because of what? Injustices, inequity, fairness that is not given to all. These are the things. Now let me give you examples. In Abuja, you are saying Igbos want to leave, that if he becomes president, Igbo will go. How is it going to happen? In Abuja alone, 80 to 85% of the hotels privately owned are owned by who? The Igbos. So it is with the property, the buildings, the estates. I can mention one particular estate developer that has more than 10,000 units sold to and still managed by him. He's an Igbo man. You want him to run and leave all these things? You go to Sokoto, you go to Kano. You go to Kaduna, my father too has in Mina, and he shot because of all those agitators. It's just fair play. That's what everybody wants. It's not. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with breaking away. If you ask Nnamdi Kanu today, he will tell you these are the reasons why he's doing this, because there must be a reason. Unlike when you have bandits that don't even have a reason, kidnappers don't have a reason. Their only reason is just to make money. They kidnap you, keep you, and then you pay the ransom, and then they let you go.
How can your political party push for a united Nigeria, irrespective of differences, with equity and fairness in it?
That is what the party is already doing. The person of, let me even talk about the person of Peter Obi and Obi Dati and Ahmed Dati, the vice presidential aspirant. These are two gentlemen that, even looking at their faces, you know you have serious-minded people. They don't come to you know, once you look at somebody, you
don't judge a politician by his face.
No. Wait. First, even based on their antecedents, before they became politicians, they were into private sector. Remember, go and check whatever they had done before in where they were controlling things. Go and check before they became. Now this person, Peter Obi, has always said it. And for me, all these agitations, all these imbalances, once you fix this economy, you would have solved the 50% problems of Nigeria.
Okay, let us try to join Aminu Mohammed. Aminu Mohammed will be joining us from Kano. He's a member of the NRM. So, okay, I think we'll have to continue with the conversation while he tries to fix this, what he needs to fix. So now, if Nigerians are heading towards 2023 general election, how can you educate them more on issues that has to do with development, where your party seems not to have taken any major seats? Even at the senatorial level, you don't have state governors being Labour Party. You only had one, which is in the past. Nigerians also want to see. It's a plus, but then it's not on seats. So how can you galvanize people in support of your political ideology?
The youths will do that. The people that have been pushed to the wall.
But then you also, because you've been raising issues with that the youth is going to do this,
I'm not just talking about the youth.
But then you should also know that other political parties also have youth leaders.
I'm telling you with all assurances that those their youth leaders are just working so that on the day of the election they will cast their votes in the Labour Party.
Are you saying that
take it to the bank?
Are you saying they are not going to work for their political party?
They will work officially. But when I have friends in PDP, I have friends in APC, and I know what we discuss. I know what they say. They say, "Oh boy, leave us. So let us go and do this thing. Maybe they have stolen our money. Let us get our own cake, and when we know where we are going."
So it's all about cake.
That is their own. That's what they feel. But those of us in LP,
but then, if they can also carry out such activities in their political party, when they join your party, they will also carry out some same activities.
It's not about party. It's not about them joining a party. We don't even say we don't want even bad people to join the party, because before now, I'm sure. I don't know how to say, but I'm sure the Labour Party, if you check the category of people in that party, they are more or less saints. Because you look at Peter Obi, they have tried to find one thing or the other to pin this man down. They've gone even to school, whether he went to school at all, nothing. Well, but the one that said that he went to school
for now, nobody has been judged by the courts that, okay, you've been found wanting and you won't contest the 2023 general election. But then, if truly your party is set to win 2023 general election, what do you think they need to do differently towards the election now?
What they're doing differently is telling people what the problem is and giving solutions to them. For instance, Peter Obi is the only presidential aspirant that has toured around the world looking for solution to electricity. Recently, he went to Egypt. He spent his own money, time, and went and sat with the electrical whatever institution there to know how is it that people are getting this right, and we in Nigeria we cannot get it right. Egypt, we are no more the giant of Africa. We need to become that giant that we used to know in the 80s.
We've also seen intervention on electricity, and there has also been a major issue that has to do.
Bros, you are running on diesel as we are talking now.
No, I don't. I'm not an engineer. But then there's still an issue, and the issue still remains the fact that there are certain things that your party needs to put in place for them to win, if they truly want to win the 2023 general election.
Okay.
And one of those issues that people have raised is their outreach. their outreach seems to be restricted, regional, and this is a recurring issue. How can your party break this yoke?
I think I answered that question. You are
I'm bringing that same question.
You are asking it in another way.
Because that is the same question.
But okay, let me answer you. Your question is, how are they going to break even, go into those places? That is why you have a campaign, and you have a campaign council, and you have people, supporters, you have members who are ready to go extra miles to make sure that it gets the message, the goodwill message of Peter Obi gets to the least person in this world, in this country. It goes to the interior. Before in the last, let's say about 2-3 months ago, it was difficult for people to identify the logo of the Labour Party. But today, when you hear Papa, Mama, Pikin, that's the Labour Party. When you just look at, that's the only party that has human being as their logo. Others is umbrella.
But then that doesn't win the election. What wins the election is what you have on ground.
It doesn't win the election, but when they tell you that you should come under the umbrella, is that winning the election? When they tell you they are sweeping the debt, we didn't know that they were sweeping the goodwill of Nigerians. You didn't know? And you're telling me human beings are the ones that win the election. That is why you have logo of Papa, Mama, and Pikin.
Well, I think, Mr. Tony Ejeze, you've really said so much today. And unfortunately, we couldn't connect with that's Usman Mohammed from Kaduna, who is a member of the NRM. I was supposed to join the program so that we can have a very fruitful discussion. But still, we're able to listen to Mr. Tony Ejeze giving us his own perspective about his political party. It's nice having you once more on the program.
Thank you. Can I make a final statement?
Yes, you can quickly, in 30 seconds, please.
Yes, fellow Nigerians, I want to thank you people for your patience. And I want to say, please, if you want the good of your own future, your children's future, and a better life for yourself, vote Obidati and
when you start that campaign, definitely you have to pay. but then this is how far we can go with Mr. Tony Ejeze.
Thank you very much.
It's nice having you, and we hope to have you one more time so that we can have a very robust discussion with other political parties and then have an intriguing and interesting discussion for Nigerians to really listen to all political parties. We will definitely be rolling them out one by one so that you can also get their perspective about their manifesto, their constitution, and how do you think, or they think that they can move Nigeria forward. My name is Isa Nuhu. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.